Welcome back, everyone, to Fuhrreich, Trotsky Penguin Gang. And here we have an excellent decision. With our industry expanding relentlessly, we're in the need of every worker we can find. So there is a proposal to bring the muzhik, meaning the peasant, to the cities so that they can help us expand the industry. This would destabilize the already fragile food supply even more. Now, without getting into a massive tangent about... Well, actually, okay, let's... Oh, by the way, I love this. Yudigrad. It's not Stalingrad, it's not Tsaritsyn. So, okay, this city over here, which in real life was called Stalingrad, and today it's called Volgograd, so, you know, the city of Stalin and the city of the Volga, used to be called Tsaritsyn, which means, like, the Tsar's place, essentially. And now it's called Yudigrad, which means the... Like, it's like the people's city, but it's not really the people. I think that the person that did this kind of put it into Google Translate, because Lyudi means people in Russian, but it doesn't mean people like as the people. It's more like, hey, look, there's people there. So in that sense. So it's the city where there's people, which is kind of hilarious. Also, apparently, Varashilovgrad is a thing. So we're not... Okay, so we're doing no... I don't know. Obviously, there's no... Wait, what? Leningrad? What? What the hell? This is not supposed to be the case, but whatever. See, because Leningrad was named Leningrad only after the death of Lenin, because he was against, like, cults of personality or whatever. But, hey, that's fine, I guess. Lenin died. Although I sincerely doubt that it got the name changed, but whatever. Apparently, Varashilov deserves a city name. Clearly, they kind of just forgot to remove the Stalinist era name from there. I feel like how Donetsk is called Donetsk and not Stalino, which was the name that it had during the period. Anyway, tangent number one over. Tangent number two. So in the Soviet Union, what you had is that to support this mass industrialization under the 5-year plans and under Stalin, which is basically what we're doing as Trotsky, it's the same thing, it's the same economic policy in like in general, macroeconomically speaking. What you had is that you created a kind of regulation of internal movements. So every Soviet citizen had what was called a propiska, which it's kind of like a residency permit for a place. And if you don't have a place's propiska, then you're an illegal. So if you want to move to Moscow, you're going to have to acquire a Moscow propiska, which could be done. Obviously, this was meant so that the state could help regulate population flow from one place to the other and direct them where industries needed to be expanded according to the central plan. So yeah, so bringing the farmers in, see, like, okay, so historically this is a good idea because urbanization is a good idea as a whole. It's what every country basically has had to do in order to industrialize. I feel like in the mods terms, this is not going to be a good idea because, you know, food supply and stuff, like, you know, we should probably try to avoid more famine-related things. So we're going to say we will be fine without them. There's actually kind of an example. See, like, what I'm interpreting this as, that there's still internal migration. It's just not, you know, state-encouraged. There is a historical example of state-encouraged, like, you know, migration from the countryside to the city. It's actually in Maoist China during the Great Leap Forward. Now, this kind of failed because they mismanaged agriculture alongside it. So, yeah, a lot of people were eventually just deported back into the countryside. Literally tens of millions of people were deported back into the countryside because they just, you know, didn't have the grain to feed them. Hey, fun stuff. Anyway, we're getting along with our tree now. We are doing the breakneck industrialization. That's almost done, so no more no more losses of stability due to that. That is good. That is very good. I enjoy not losing stability due to that. I think it's time to start getting some land doctrines. Now, let's see. Mass assault is just so bad, so we're gonna do superior firepower. Actually, I should have done mobility, because historically that's what would be like the most fitting with Trotsky, honestly, because he was while he was obviously a political person, he also was the first commander-in-chief of the Red Army. New engineers. Since our nation is behind most Western nations technologically, as we lack the experts and the licenses to modernize, we have invested into the education of new engineers, specialists and scientists. Oh, I like that. 30 days to click off the thing. This should hopefully help advance our nation technologically. Since our nation is behind most Western nations, wow, this repetition is incredible, as we lack the experts for licenses to gain the ground. Forwards. That was the best English I've ever read. No, but like, yeah, okay. So this actually historically, to complete industrialization during Stalin's period, you had that there was actually a bit of, for example, hiring of American technicians and engineers, because while America, until like I think 34 or 36, did not really recognize the Soviet Union and never really stopped private citizens from going in. So the Soviet government actually hired a fair amount of American technical experts to help along with its industrialization. Anyway, the shock worker. Much like later on, the Soviet Union would send technicians to help with China's industrialization during the 50s and the 60s. Shock worker. The leadership decided to give exemplary workers a special rank of honor called the shock worker of the socialist labor. This gives them a badge, a certificate, and a money prize. The aim is to improve efficiency, labor discipline, and the improvement of morale and working conditions. Truly exemplary. So yeah, this is obviously the heroes of labor. Yeah. Shock worker. Our decision to not use the workforce of the Mujik resulted in us failing to achieve our goals. While we're still progressing impressively, it is a political hit. Ooh, at least we avoided a famine that would have destabilized our nation. At least we avoided a famine. Okay, so we fell a bit behind on the targets for the industrial production, but it's okay. We are still going ahead. Eventually, we are going to fix our stability. Recent arms sale. The Republic of Nicaragua has purchased a shipment of arms from us. What the hell? What? What the fuck? See, this looks like a random event, to be honest. The Republic of Nicaragua. See, we should have gotten an option to refuse, because these guys are probably going to, you know, use these guns to be reactionaries against the Grand Republic of Central America. And that's not something that we can appreciate, but hey, whatever. They're helping the socialist state with arms payments. Like, okay, mate, it's not gonna be enough to get anything actually done, but whatever. The White Sea Baltic Canal, a canal that connects the White Sea, which is this one, to the Baltic Sea, which is this one. Period. It is 227 kilometers long, and it is one of the first canals constructed in the Soviet Union. It also should help Belomorsk become a major city in the region, so gain political power, and in Alonets, we gain a factory. Now, Belomorsk, I have no idea where it is, but like probably somewhere over here, because the name just means like White Seas city. Like, city is obviously not in, you know, it's just omitted, but it's like, yeah. Anyway, we can further the industrialization, but that's actually not going to help the industrialization. Or is it? Because the industrialization thing did not actually do industrialization. Or, I guess it's like, I don't know, creation of an engineering industry. Finally, a great engineering industry is in the making, and the rise in output of machinery, machine tools, turbines, and tractors is very impressive. The industry is mostly located in Urals, Kuzbas, Leningrad, and Moscow. It is also expanding in the poor region of Kazakhstan, helping it become richer. So, where's actually Kuzbas? I have no idea. So, like, Donbass is obviously, like, the Donetsk Basin. Kuz, what kind of river starts with Kuz? I have no idea. See, as far as I know, like, heavy industry concentrations in the Soviet Union where, other than, like, you know, Chelyabinsk, where the hell is it? Yeah, like, Chelyabinsk and, you know, a few, like, new towns and Urals and such. It was mostly, yeah, in, like, the northwest and the deep south and Ukraine. But whatever. Truly a show of progress. So Tobolsk. Let's search for Tobolsk. The greatest. Okay. Apparently, that might be random, because this is a place in the middle of nowhere. It's a wasteland. Truly a show of progress. We made 2 factories in the middle of nowhere. In a marshland in the middle of Siberia. Latinization of the Soviet Union is complete. Oh no, the Cyrillic alphabet is dead. Oh, what the fuck. The Soviet Union has been in the process of Latinizing since 1929. This process has been supported by most of the party in order to make it a lot easier to assimilate people in the Soviet Union that will encompass all the world, of course. One of the most important person who was in support of this is Anatoly Yunokharsky, the Commissar of Enlightenment. Now with the Latinization of the Soviet Union complete, a great achievement has been made which will show the people the modernity of the Soviet government. First modern factories. The first modern factories are being created in the country that are comparable to Western ones. This should help us tremendously develop our industry. Okay, very good. So we're just getting the events up the, you know, up the greatness. And actually, like, the Latinization is also kind of interesting because we need resources. We don't bloody have rubber. That pisses me off a lot. But other than that, it seems like we produce mostly everything we need for now. So no, none of those researches really seem to be the most important. Yeah, speaking of the Latinization of Russian, it was like in the works. You know, that it was being planned by the Communist Party, but it eventually was not really completed, although they did partially Latinize the alphabet, and it's actually one of the reasons why if you try to, well, if you're learning Cyrillic, you're going to have a relatively difficult time actually reading Russian script from before 1917, or actually from maybe before like 1920 or something. But because essentially they had a lot of leftover Cyrillic characters that some of them didn't really mean anything. Some of them were effectively the same as some Latin characters that are used today in the Russian language. And yeah, you know, just overall the Goylerow plan. That sounds great. Overall, like the entire way in which sort of the alphabet was overhauled is. You know, parts of the reason why Russian is actually learnable today. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, it's like, okay, so Goylerow plan, people's credit, or a modern war machine. Let's do the Goylerow plan first. So the electrification, 4 civilian factories, minus 50 political power. So obviously, all these thingy-majigs are really great because a few of these are actually quite like historical. Like the Goylerow was a real thing. It was like a Государственное электрификация something. So like the state electrification. I don't remember exactly what it all meant, but yeah, essentially the electrification of all the various urban centers and especially the countryside was high up on the agenda for the Soviet government from the start, actually. because obviously for heavy industry you do need that. Regulated markets. Okay, so wow, that's good. Oh, that's good. Yes, industrial stuff. Still pissed about these consumer goods. Now, 10% lacking industrialization, 12% the party people, 20% is partial mobilization, but that's going down. And then the 19% is stability. So we're gonna really need to lower our stability, or sorry, increase our stability, which is being done weekly. What about our decisions? Our decisions, strengthen democracy at work, is gonna give us 5% stability. So perhaps we should wait until we have that. Or maybe do we have anything here that can be done? Man of the people, that's fine. Yeah, I was thinking of switching around. Oh, this would actually be pretty good. Sergeyeva Varshilov. That would be pretty good. Because we still keep the production efficiency cap. We lose only 2% consumer goods factories. Right, the other one that was possible was this one, the industrializer. Which would be quite great, TBH. Honestly, I think I'm gonna hire that man. Even though he's a national collectivist. Railway expansion. Mechanization. This will improve the food situation. The people's credit. This will improve the food situation. Okay, very good. I like how there's Lenin over there on my... I think. That looks like it's Lenin on our little money credit thing. Anyway, this is going to lead us into the mechanization, railway expansion, and urbanization. This will improve food situation and everything. Okay. Independent vehicle industry, full employment. Of course it doesn't actually have any good. Because, I don't know. Economic stimulation. Introduce women into the workforce. Why are they, like... Why are they not giving me anything? I don't know. Then there's also this armaments industry stuff. Awaken the Russian bear. Ooh, the Imperial Conference. What are they gonna choose in the Imperial Conference? So in case you do not know about Fuhrreich, a big part of Fuhrreich is what the UK does, actually. Because they do have a fair amount of options to really screw things over for everyone else. However, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything too weird yet. Oh, looks like actually the Hamburg Commune is spreading its territorial control. Only 5 to 9 divisions for the Danish military. So yeah, they seem to have almost surrounded a few Danes. And they're trying to cross into the Odense. Now, of course, the Danes have ships, which the Hamburg Commune do not, but whatever. Yeah, the people's credit. More political power than 0. Oh, alright. Okay, we're gonna definitely want to take that mechanization. Alliance with the peasants gains us stability. That's good. But I think we want mechanization first, because... Mechanization, boys! Oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay. I guess we just need to wait for it to have political power, because it cancels immediately. Bloody instantly. Right. So I guess if I have like 15 political power, it's not gonna cancel itself out. Alright. Oh no, actually we're gaining political power, so why the hell did it cancel it? Ah well, who knows. Okay, with 1,000 artillery, so we can actually think about changing around our divisions. We do have support artillery. Oh, we don't have army experience though. That ain't good. That ain't good. And I don't like really want to exercise because we're down 7,000 guns, but we're gonna have to exercise. So I guess we train up all of our divisions. you know, little side effect, we get training. It's gonna send us deep into debt with the guns. Yes, gun debt. Almost like it's the NRA. Okay, we definitely need to develop planes. Close air supports in particular are going to be very, very important. Because, you know, I'm guessing that the German Reich over here, German Reich, yeah, they're starting to get a big air force. Speaking of an air force, what is our air force like? It's not big. Definitely not big. Time to reorganize. The PGOTZ. The PGOTZ is a farm tractor produced in the tank factories of Perm and Gorky. Oh wow, we actually did name a city Gorky. Okay. So Gorky, in case you do not know, is today called... where the fuck are you? What? You know, Gorky's pretty big. I think it used to be called Yekaterinburg. I'm not sure what it's called today. Or maybe it's still called Gorky. Okay. No, okay, it's... Hold on. No, it's Nizhny Novgorod. Damn it. Forgot. Apparently, though, it's not really big enough to be shown here, which is retarded. Whatever. It is loosely based on the American International 1530. Again, that American, like, you know, technical expertise or whatever. Built from 1918 to 1921. The Soviets never got the license to build it, meaning that they stole the design, which is great. Even if the tractor is behind most of its contemporaries, it still shows the people the will of the Soviet government. Latinization. Truly something to be proud of. Yeah, glorious. So now, okay, we do have enough. Very, very good. Let us now... We're probably helping the people with modernized equipment. Okay. So that increases the production efficiency gap. Railway expansion or infrastructure construction speed. Independent vehicle industry. Yeah, let's purge dissent. I think we're gonna purge dissent and pick the alliance with the peasants. And after we have picked that, we are gonna go ahead and get independent vehicle industry. After which, we're gonna take the 5-year plans. To make the Soviet Union great. Oh man, look at all those civilian factories. So we're up to 81 factories. If you remember, earlier on we were at 50. So, yeah. Definitely making great strides in the development of the socialist state. Oh wow, okay, the Tbilisi Pact. Okay, the Russian Empire declared war on the Japanese. See, while I myself wouldn't necessarily be, like, opposed to this, I am pretty pissed that now probably the Japanese will win the war. Come on, let's face it. The Russian Empire over here. Oh, by the way, yeah, the Russian Empire. I don't think you saw this, but this, they declared the Russian Empire over here. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Apparently, the Russian Empire took over Sakhalin Island. Interesting. Somehow they managed to do that. But yeah, like, you know, this is obviously good because they're not, you know, focusing on me. They're not trying to do anything derp. But still relatively scary that the Japanese might just win, you know? We don't have an option to attack them before we're industrialized, so that's really sad. Alright. Very good. Okay, so we do have 8 army experience. Yay. How great. Artillery. No, we do not have enough artillery to do that. Still. Maybe with you? We do. But do we want to spend? No. Do not want to spend our army experience doing that. Supporting art is popularity of socialists, which is fine. You know, so far nothing really to do. And actually, I don't think you guys really have anything to do here, because I don't see the Republic of Iran. They've got the Social Democrat. They're working with the British rather than nationalizing the oil. So we shouldn't have any British issues over here. And I don't, like, you know, I don't see Mossadegh really going after us. It's sad that the Tudeh did not win. Or, well, maybe the Tudeh might still win. I've not... doesn't appear like they've actually gone down the focus tree yet, but... yeah. Yeah, it would be great if the Tudeh won. However, it doesn't seem like they really want to murder us. Do they? Gain war goal against Azerbaijan. Don't like that. Because that's mine. War of Armenia. Don't like that either. Gains claim on Ashgabat. That's bad, because that's ours. Contest British influence. Claim Baluchistan. Reclaim Herat. Okay, so this is fine. This not so fine. But I don't think they're going to have really that many problems. They can become our ally if they go with the Tudeh. Or, if they're social democratic, they can also be our allies. Okay, so they could be both the British allies and the Soviet allies. Okay, that's good. Oh god. Oh god. More wars in China. Oh no! The Tibetans are here! They're trying to invade Sichuan. That's probably a really bad idea, although the Guominjun is also fighting them at the same time. Although the Guominjun is not a really big Jun. Jun means army. They're fighting both the Ma's and them, and I think Tibet does have a lot of divisions. Then Yunnan is fighting Guangxi, or Guangxi, and everyone else is, well, I mean, I think that Tibet is about to become China again. Alright. The Zhili clique, the declared war on the Fengtian state. The Fengtian state has gone national populist. Although they haven't really gotten any Japanese nastiness in their hand. Alright, modern gear for the industry. Come on, boys. Production efficiency gap plus 10%. This will improve the industrialization. Very good. Very, very good. Now also that we are gaining factories, let us use the furthering industrialization for the extra construction speed. So that we can construct our things faster. The British Raj, the imperialist dogs, have purchased the weapons from us, and apparently we have allowed this. This is scary. This is against everything that the party stands for. Well, China's blowing up, as per usual. It's going to be interesting to see. It seems like the AI is kind of programmed to every once in a while explode into war in China, which is good. So that it's like, at the end, one of these people is going to unite China. Also, I like how Yan Xishan is just here, just chilling. And that's pretty historically accurate, you know. He's just chilling. Probably doing his 5-year plan and developing Yan Xishan thought. So that at some point someone's going to unite China. And whoever that is... Oh yes, the National Revolutionary Army declares war on the Zhili clique. This might be bad for the Zhili clique. It's probably going to be very good for the Fengtian state. Because the Fengtian state... he doesn't have anyone in the back trying to murder him. Hey, the Russian Empire is advancing in Korea, which is Hilarious. Also, look at this. Fucking Kirill the First, Russian Empire, give land to the peasants. Are you kidding me? Oh, they were established as Zemsky Sabor. By the way, this is not supposed to be Sober. It's supposed to be Sabor. S-O-B-O-R. Which is kind of like a sort of medieval parliament kind of thing. But whatever. Yeah, modern gears for the industry. Come on. Let's get the modern vehicle industry that we so desire. Modernizing craft shops. We have expanded this. We've started to expand and modernize craft shops, as this is the way that Marx wanted the production of products to be instead of assembly lines, because they are not mirrors of workers in which they can see their reflected essential nature. That was definitely Google translated from something. This is going to help us modernize the economy. Yeah, look at that, 82 factories. Yeah, come on, increase those factories even more. So yeah, the Empire of Japan is likely to defeat the Russian quote-unquote Empire, the Russian reactionary dogs. Hamburg What? How did this happen? The Hamburg Commune was annexed, but they were winning. That's hilarious. The Strasterists have been murdered. Those traitors of the revolution. Alright, I'm gonna bring some more divisions to the Far East, because I do not like the situation. And oh, it looks like the Russians have been... How did this happen? So this is this Big Mac of an encirclement. I'm not sure, like, whoever murders the other first, which might be the Russians, is definitely going to have an advantage. Let's see. What does this look like? Wait, hold on. What? Okay. Yeah, it looks like the Japanese have been bamboozled over here, and they're gonna lose Korea, which is just... Okay. You know, this is relatively good, because it means that we get Korea. It means that we get Korea. Okay, so... Oh, the National Revolutionary Army has been defeated, and Zhejiang is now back under KMT, while Nanjing is Chili Click. Anglo-French diplomatic standoff. Ooh. In East Africa. How interesting. The Great National Effort. Oh, is this like the... like kind of Keynesian... Oh yeah, the Mosley's plan. So they've got the Mosley plan in economy. Interesting. Anyway, we are going to end the whole episode now, as we are out of time, or at least I am out of time. I need to go to bed. Can't keep up. However, I am going to join you back in a bit with the 5-year plans. And next up, I think it's going to be the last part where we just go through everything, and then afterwards we're just going to, you know, be kind of safe. And really, the German Reich has declared war on Austria. Austria has been defended by the Kingdom of Italy, and it's the Stresa Front. Okay, guess we're gonna have to talk about the Stresa Front next. Okay, well, this is actually a historical thing. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you soon, and take care.